What has Jesus done for you? Ask that question in any Bible-honouring church, and you'll likely hear the same answer. He died for me. Christians are known as people of the cross, and rightly so. The cross stands at the centre of the good news of salvation for sinners. Hence the Apostle Paul's resolution in ministering to the Corinthians, to know nothing among you except Jesus Christ and Him crucified. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 2. And so we strive to be gospel-centred parents, cross-centred preachers, Christ-centred worshippers. All this is well and good. The cross is at the heart of the gospel. But there are two pitfalls we would do well to avoid. The danger of a disconnected cross. To say the cross is at the centre of Christ's work immediately implies that there's a wider picture, a broader canvas that has a centre. My children recently had to study John Constable's painting, The Haywain. In the middle of the canvas, resting in a gently flowing river, is the haywain itself, wain being an Old English word for a wagon. But to fully appreciate this centrepiece, you also need to see the setting, the Suffolk meadows in the background, the dog playing in the shallows, the rowboat tucked in the rushes. So too the cross. The cross must not become detached from the resurrection, the ascension, or any other event in Christ's life. We may be able to answer the question, why did Jesus die for you? But why did He rise? Why was He buried? Why was He circumcised? Does it even matter? Yes, I suggest it does. God has spoken about all these things in His Word, and God doesn't waste His breath. All the events of Christ's life are part of His saving work. He was buried for us. He was circumcised for us. He was baptized for us. Each has something to teach us. The cross connects not just to every other event in Christ's life, but to every aspect of His ministry. Historically, this ministry has been viewed through the lens of Christ's threefold office. Jesus is our prophet, priest, and king. We'll explore these three aspects of Christ's office in the chapters ahead, but for now I'm simply claiming that the cross relates to each one. Of course, the cross is about Christ's priestly ministry. We readily see how He is the perfect sacrifice for sin. As those outside, and sadly sometimes inside the church, attack the view that Jesus was bearing the wrath of God at our sin, we've become justifiably ferocious in our defence of what is known as penal substitutionary atonement. Yet penal substitution doesn't exhaust the significance of Golgotha. Without it, as I'll argue later, nothing else makes sense. But we need to connect the cross to Christ's prophetic and kingly work too. The cross is Christ's pulpit and throne, as well as altar. As Gavin Ortland puts it, a rigorous cross-centeredness, rightly understood, need not entail a focus on the cross instead of other aspects of salvation, but rather the cross at their centre, as in a great spiderweb. The danger of a disconnected Christ. In stitching the cross back into the work of Christ as prophet, priest, and king, and in reattaching it to the other events recorded in the Gospels, our work is only half done. If we're to see the whole canvas, we need to ask not just what Jesus has done for us, but what He's doing now. Again, those who've gone before us are on hand to help. Alongside Christ's threefold office, they also speak of Christ's two states, the state of humiliation and the state of exaltation. These two states describe Jesus' journey. His humiliation begins at the incarnation and takes Him through to His burial. His exaltation begins at His resurrection and ends, well, in one sense, never.